Ugyen Sangye Kanshi Thoma Udo Meshi Sangye Nira Nam Sangye Sangye Nene Mado Dojere Jime Tawe Lamdema Kende Rede Zere Chona Dunga Nyogo Jede Je Naso Tate Ki Oro Te Zon Tikwa Jikse De La Kanshi meme yeme maye yeme le shenlo takwara mene ngeze dante soso rangi rishi Trime yeshe zare nande mikwa kunla chaba danda rabre nambara chomze tamche nyema de la Kanda droga Semde ranje zeve na nyamongo mezebe kanda droge dame daje yanda done damjela tobe zanje jejo zigwa driva mibi longawa semje namda daye yeje yeje zinga de lande Chamje meye shedan beshenze yeshe ge mare membaze chege jaza drowe genjorana kaden shoba de la chade Tsero gundo seje daniele tage zame jage yonzonde janjo nimbe lamge karma meje de beje zodo Omen chige yinge bodondo duzo sanje genge ngoye ranzim chigo rangan sum tenze tawe lame shavla ke chayende tavo rohe lo na che la yara luje genge shindane nangan linyen tamyen Nangka leja chigendo jinme jeva jonjoro. Tangmala dene tashi delek shue dang chapchik do dene. Semjen tamjige dendo zogbe sanjigi kobando goye di chedo che nyingi nyambe Tsamba Jachewa Changyo Semge Gun Longondo Tangne Venaji Shen.
Tashidele, everyone, please listen the Dharma with a vast motivation of bodhicitta, thinking that I would like to achieve the state of perfect Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings.
Tadari Sheyagi Chede Kararisana Tene Cheta Jamba Kumbe Shene Sumbi Tekwa Chimbo Chulame Tenjiri De Ta Kotsukne Tene Ta Nidong Chugulola Tene Ta Tsamshani Ta Penjiri Loni Laksan Tene Ta Partala Tende Lasungare Tende Ta Degi Tene Ganzo Tutsamne Mutune Mashue.
The Dharma that I'm going to teach tonight is called Uttaratantra Shastra, that was taught by the Maitreya Buddha. I actually started teaching it long time ago, but since 2019, I didn't teach it. And now I'm going to continue again from where I have left off in the past.
다 대한 삽지게 온도 제바이나 당바 숑시발라 녜네 데르위 지든 도르드당 숑에게 특된 제바라터와 니 요는 데르마니 니나
대마 같이 간다 그러나 대마 같이 간다
데르마니
맞어
때는 대양 다 지든디 공도송 사회 왕도지 숑데에게 특된 제바르토와 다 숑데에게 특된 제바르토와라 다 되네 많이 잡든 나오나도 자위 니바 숑에게 특된 제바를 저와라 솜 된당 템비 텐당 착 된적 템비 된중에 된데 렉바를 줄줄로 된적 대나네 당보니 공도 송의 왕도제 당보디 된당 템비 텐당 착니디 공도 송의 왕도제 된적 템비 된중에 셰발라 데바른다 네 데르마니슈 자꾸나라 니바 텐쟁에 셰발라 숨 류이 넘버 샤바다 연락 제바르 셰바 셰바 용서 쪽비 저와 대양 당보 공도 송네 니바 연락 제바르 셰발라 되네 데르마 숨지 소니 나나 또 니바 연락 제바르 셰발라 니 톱제 근적 숨 톱질 내시 연락 제바르 셰바 대양 당보 공도 송네 니바 톱질 내시 연락 제바르 셰발라 되네 데르마 십제 셰고 나나 아니바 내시 소세 뭐 셰발라 시 독자감 독바 장축 연락 연된 제바 트네 대시베나네다 당보 숨 공도송네 니바 제바 트네 셰베가 레반된 다 자당 자지자도 나나
자지자도
다지든 시바 제바 틀레 셰발라 숨 도르 템바다 제바르 셰바 빼당자르데 신도 제바르 셰바 다데야 당번이 공도송네 니바 빼당자르데 신도 제바르 셰바 데 자당급 주고 숨나라 다자위 숨바 빼당자르데 신도 제바르 셰발라 니 빼예와 도르템바 빼된 제바르 셰바 대양 당보 공도선에 니바 빼된 제바르 셰바 데 자당 주빈 자당 주빈 Chedang Ujuoshi. Tani Bar Cheba Chebala, Sum, Sosu Ngo, Pedenjar, Goba Chede, Captain Dua, Larian Dude Kebar Sheba. Deyan Tangbo Gondo Song Ne, Niba. Sosu Ngo, Pedenjar with Nishebala, Ku Namtril. Charne Shebala, the subject number good do Tangboku Namtril Tembe, the next sung Tamang Cheba, two Kenze Chapsul, Tulba Towa, Yeshe Chuksul, Tuki Sangwa, Sungi Sangwa, Kuyi Sangwa, Tuki Chuksul Chegi Peden, Chero Kuyi Binane, Da Shiva, Tulba Towa, Sentila Levan, Nija Chonga. Naning Dinala Lilanda, Shiva Tulbato, Pejarwala, Shi, Pedin, Dor Temba, De Shepa, Tongwi Jutemba, Tulgui Zeba Chuni Shepa. Ta Tangbo Pedin, Dor Temba Na, Jidara Tangba Ye, Nene, Poa, Meshindo. Haye Nene Tamje do Nangwa Beme Tembatar Deshin Toba Chegule Cheba Mebar Kamgundo Kalden Namla Beme Bar Tulba Dane Tembar Ze Je Songde Be Jidarna Changba Chimbo Nit Changbe Nene Peba Me Shindo Dekamge Lay Nene Tamjedo Rang Jawi Tulbi Nangwa Bemedo Temba Tarar Dal Hatangba de Korang Sukam La Yobare Dene Yinayang Dekamge Hadi Zola Dene Korang Sukam Le Mejo Shindo Majo Mijo Shindo Dene Dekam Da Sumje Sazon Tabre Kaden La Sobe Dekamge Lay Ne Dizola Dene Kui Nangwa Dene Shartugiore Pede Nanshin No Toba Sangye Nam Chegi Kule Cheba Mebar Chegdenge Kam Gundo Dulja Kalden Namla Kudaune Hatezola Tulba Temba Denanshin Toba Sangye Chomdende Da Toba Chegi Jende Zoge Jang Ngo Chegi Kule Cheba Me Shindo Chegdenge Kam Gundo Dulja Kalbadan Demba Gandang Gando Yoba Tamjela Beba Mebar Tulbiku Tembar Yori.
This text, the Uttaratantra Shastra, the root text was composed by Maitreya Buddha, and the commentary that we are using was composed by the Jamgon Control the Great, and it has many division and subdivision and so forth. So if we go through each one of them, it is kind of confusing, but somehow, generally speaking, now is the fourth section of general teaching, which is about the example how this is actually about the talking. This chapter is talking about the activity of Buddha, and when he performed the activity of Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings by his body, speech, and mind, and so many examples are given here. And now we are talking about the example, one of the example, how the Buddha perform beneficial activity for the beings without moving from his Dharmakaya. And the root text says, just like the way in which Brahma, again, if you are not familiar with Brahma and how he deals, then this example is also very difficult to understand. So Brahma is one of the gods who usually dwell in the form realm. We have, when samsara is divided in three realms, then we say desire realm, form realm and formless realm. You have to be familiar with this kind of terminologies. Otherwise, even the example is confusing. So, Brahma, if you prefer the Sanskrit word, we say Kama Dhatu, Rupa Dhatu, and Arupa Dhatu. These are the three realms when samsara is divided in three realms. So now first thing you need to know is that the Brahma dwells or resides in form realm, not in desire realm where we reside. We are in desire realm and Brahma is in form realm or Rupa Dhatu. So the root text says, just like the way in which Brahma, without departing from his abode, A-B-O-D-E, if my pronunciation is not correct, and effortlessly shows his appearance in all the residence of the gods. Just like that, without moving from Dharmakaya, the Muni is again a Buddha, same, because in Tibetan it says Tupa, so Tupa is Muni, which is another name of Buddha. So it says, just like that, without moving from Dharmakaya, the Muni effortlessly demonstrates illusory appearances. So illusory appearances usually we translate as Nirmanakaya. But here they use this word, which is in Tibetan we call Tulgu, or Sanskrit Nirmanakaya. Every realm to beings who have karmic function. That means the Buddha, without moving from his Dharmakaya, he can emanate lots of Nirmanakayas for those who are fortunate enough to receive the blessing or to have the vision of this Nirmanakaya. Okay, that is the root text, and the commentary says, without moving from his abode, the Brahma heaven, Brahma the great, effortlessly shows an illusory appearance, manifesting in his likeness in all the residents of the gods of desire realm. So as I said earlier, Brahma himself usually remain or dwell or reside in the form realm, but somehow he has this kind of miraculous power to emanate himself in the desire realm again. So it says, manifesting in his likeness, which is very similar, which means in Tibetan it says Dhawa, which says like likeness, which means just like himself, in all the residents of the gods of the desire realm. In the similar way to that, without moving from the Dharmakaya of all Buddhas, a Muni, again Muni means Buddha, effortlessly demonstrates physical appearances of an illusory nature, which is the English translation for the Nirmanakaya, or Tulku in Tibetan, in all realms of the world to those disciples who have karmic function. That means even Buddha can emanate or shows his Nirmanakaya, but only those who have fortunate enough karma, or who have enough fortunate to be the vessel of this Nirmanakaya can only see the Nirmanakaya.
다 디 공도 배든 전에 뒤니 다 제발 다디 된디 제발 셔반다 지더러 창닥 실례 강내 미에 되감 슈바데 하남 기동 대동 대양 율러 거와 봉제 따르 대신 대신 대식 최기 꿀레 미주 직된 감근도 깔된 기동 대양 대통 대양 딱도 지마 근설 제송대 배지다르나 창바 딱바를 뒤준도 랑기 수강기 라이 셀레 강내 미요월 미요신도 대저의 줄바 대감게 라이 낭도 슈범 샤루와 대 대하남기 통신 창바를 통해 대하 대양 다 창바 그 꾸이 소년 통해 대하 대소양 율 대연라 가와 봉화를 제바다를 창바디 다 대하 고랑출레 수등 제당 소남 왕당 강지 되네 개발도 바꿔지 통계열에 대통도 되네 고랑족이 대감길 하이 대화될라 되네 가와디 빵내 창비기 되네 고방디 토백이 되녀지기열에서 세계도 봉월 제바다를 대신도 대월식반남 대월식반 상제 좀 된데 남 최기 꿀레 소설 뭐 최기 꿀레 미제바를 미제신도야 직den게 감 끈도 디수고 깔den게 통신 깔바당 뎀베 둘자 강당 강도 예비 직den게 감 끈도 낭 수고 낭네 대통신 꾸대 통화 대양다 둘자 내당데 많은 게 통화당 대양 뒤딱도 둘제 dimmak은 셀와르 제도제 통화 통화 잠마인바 되네 대통의 통제 대 둘자 셈인데 탐제기 되네 주기 녀몽바다 dim마 탐제 셀위기 저와지기요래 그래서
That was short presentation of the example and its meaning. Now second is the longer one, detailed explanation. How Buddha benefit beings without moving from his Dharmakaya, just like Brahma benefits the gods of desire realm without moving from his own palace, from the Rupa Dhatu or form realm. So the root text says, when Brahma, never departing from his palace, has manifested in the desire realm, he is seen by the gods, which means by the gods of desire realm. Because in Buddhism, when we say gods, also there's many different levels of gods. Gods of desire realm, and gods of Rupa Dhatu, and gods of Arupa Dhatu, or form realm and formless realm. So, Brahma is from the form realm, and then he manifests his emanation in the desire realm, which is seen by the gods of desire realm. Then what happened when they see it? Then it says, this vision insight, this is like encourage, okay? The spelling is I-N-C-I-T, insight. Them to emulate him and to abandon their delight in sensuous objects. Which means, when the gods of desire realm sees the emanation of Brahma, who is much more superior in many ways, and then when they see the emanation of Brahma, the gods of desire realm, they naturally abandon their attachment to their all godly wealth, because they would like to have something more, which and then they say the insight means encourage. The emanation, the vision of the emanation of Brahma incite or encourage the gods of desire realm to emulate Brahma himself. So they're easy to give up their own the attachment to their own wealth, the desire realm godly wealth, let's say. And similarly, that was the example. Example was also very difficult to understand. so now the meaning. Similarly, without moving from the Dharmakaya, the Sugata. Sugata is again same, and the Buddha's another name. In Tibetan we have Dharmachakra. So that's why they put Sanskrit Sugata. Is the same thing, this Buddha. Similarly, without moving from the Dharmakaya, the Sugata is seen in all spheres of this world, but not by everyone, by beings of karmic fortune, which means even Buddha's emanation is everywhere, but they can be seen by only those who have good fortune, or enough good fortune to see them. So by beings of karmic fortune means who have the karmic connections. And this vision, again, this vision, the vision of Nirmanakaya or Rupakaya, actually Rupakaya, Zuku, whoever sees them to emulate him, means people who can see the emanation of Buddha are encouraged by that vision to emulate Buddha. Therefore, they dispel all that the pollution, which means defilement. So that's a good text. And now the commentary says, when Brahma, never departing from his own palace, which is in the Rupa Dhatu, yes, the Rupa Dhatu, or in the form realm, has manifested an illusory appearance, or which is emanation actually, in his own likeness, which means who is identical Brahma himself, among the gods of desire realm. And then of course, the wealth and everything is much superior. The wealth and enjoyment, everything that is available in the Rupa Dhatu is much superior than that is available in the desire realm. Therefore, when the gods of the desire realm sees Brahma in their realm, then this is seen by the gods addicted to desire. So usually the desire realm, the gods of desire realm are very much addicted to their own enjoyment or pleasure or wealth, whatever is available in their realm. They are very much enjoying, always they are distracted by their enjoyment. But somehow, when they see the Brahma in their realm, then these gods, which means the gods of the desire realm, who envisage these appearances as Brahma, are incited or encouraged to emulate him and to abandon their delight in sensuous object, which means the object of the desire realms, gods of the desire realm. Similar to that, and that is example is done now. How the Brahma actually benefit the gods of desire realm without moving from his palace, just by emanating himself in the desire realm. Just like that, similar to this example, the Sugatas or the Buddhas do not move from the Dharmakaya. They never move from their Dharmakaya, but somehow, without there being any such agitation, their visible kayas, which are Rupakayas, seen in all sphere of the world by those beings who have karmic fortune, again, who are fortunate enough to see them. The vision of these kayas, which means the vision of the Rupakayas of Buddha or Nirmanakayas of the Buddha, incite or encourage the disciple to emulate the Sugatas, which means encourage us to practice to become like a Buddha. And thus always dispel all their pollution, which means the defilement. They use pollution in this translation, but which in Tibetan is tima, which is like a defilement. So if you practice Dharma well, then of course it will naturally dispel your defilement or your pollution. And then by seeing the Nirmana Kaya of Buddha, then we are encouraged to emulate him. And then by being encouraged to emulate him, then we practice Dharma genuinely. Then practice this Dharma, then it naturally dispels our all pollution or defilement. That's all.
다 숨바 통이 주된바 다 창바 수감기 내내 되네 이어와당 배들 매신도 대함게 하데들 나의 낭 토비기 주가래래스나 대너신 되네 상제 좀 된데 때도 최기고래 미여신도 되네 두자남라 수고 배매도 나오기 주가래래 세계나 다 디주디 때만 녜게랑이 말람다 하남기네 계위투 제더라 창바 배매낭 랑종 들고 대신어 세송대 녜게 뒤소 당은 로발람기 뒤소 하남기 된 제발을 창바랑이기 말람답이 토당 창바랑이기장 되네 강도 창백이 네 고방 톱네 되네 더 함께 하남게 된 제발쇼 되네 말람답 놀라 되네 디두비게 쳐도 소남게 촉사 되네 대당 되네 더 함께 한 대속의 되네 창백이 수 통토백이 되네 소남게 초삭 대라 되네 강소 창배 배만 배절 매신도 대감게 하듯을 나토백이 주디레 도르도나다 창백이 말람다바다 덜 하남게 소남게 초삭바니 다 배매도 나오기 주디 배 대신도 tumbarsak tuli chidara changba bedu mebara dekamsu nangwa tumbatar pe deshindu ramjong dzogwe sangye gi tulwe gi kuyang deshindu sangye nigi ngun loba lamgi nekapsu dene malamgi tab melam tabanen she melam de dubegi chedo sonamgi chosak mala tenne dulja semje namgi gewi tu dene de nyang nang tobegi dulja semje namgi sonamgi chosak begi gewi gi tu deni la tenne sangji jomdende chegi kule ma yoshindo bezol minga shindo dene jidengi kamso namchul da 초게 줄베고 소 줄베고 나서 줄베고 라서보다 줄베고 지den기 감도 남들 남만 나쪽봐 되네 담아제고 제기요레 세다 대한 주디 다 상지기 로발람게 가서는 말란다베기 도당 둘자sem제 남기 소남기 초사베기 도 대니라 되네다 상제대도 최기고레 매신도 되네 남들 줄바 아란줄 낭토버게 좀된 다 주디 정말.
And the next verse shows the reason or the cause how Brahma can manifest in that way, also how the Buddha and why Buddha can manifest in that way. The example and the meaning. The root text says, which was written by Maitreya Buddha, he says, by his own former wishing prayers and the power of the virtue of the gods, which means by his means his is of the Brahma. So Brahma, when he was practicing in former lives, he made aspiration prayer saying that when I achieve the state of Brahma, may I be able to help the gods of desire realm. And the power of the virtue of the gods means also the particular gods who can see the emanation of Brahma has accumulated the similar cause, saying that so when these cause and condition, these two things come together, and it happens that way. This is root text, but Jamgu going to explain a little down there. And then still I am at the root text. By his own former wishing prayers and the power of the virtue of the gods, Brahma appears without deliberate effort. So does the self-sprung illusory kaya. This is translation already done. If I translate it, it says self-arisen nirmana kaya. In Tibetan, Rangjung Tulku. Rangjung means self-manifested or self-arisen. And then Tulku is nirmana kaya. I think self-sprung, same, it means the same, right? Sprung, S-P-R-U-N-G. Self-sprung illusory kaya. Or maybe for myself, I feel more comfortable if I say self-manifested nirmana kaya or self-arisen nirmana kaya. So which is the rupa kaya of Buddha. Okay, that was the root text. And now the commentary. In former times, Brahma himself uttered. Uttered means to say, right? Uttered. Wishing prayers, which means he made aspiration prayers when he was practicing on the path to become able to fulfill the benefit of the gods. And not only because of the Brahma's wish, and also the gods of the desire realm, also the gods who, whenever they desire something, act accordingly, accumulated merit conducive to seeing Brahma in the future. By the power of this supplication and this virtue, something that appears to be Brahma is shown without effort in the realm of desire. So, just as root text says, Brahma himself, two things have to come together. The merit of the gods and the aspiration prayer of the Brahma. When these two things come together, then it happens. Without moving from his palace, from the Rupa Dhatu or form realm, he can manifest someone who is very identical to himself in the realm of the desire, in the gods of the desire realm, and it can be seen by the gods of desire realm because of their own merit that they accumulated in their former lives. So now this is the example, and the meaning is similar to that, similar to this, that the emanation of Brahma can be seen by the gods of desire realm. Here also have to have two causes, mainly similar to that, the illusory kaya of self-sprung perfect Buddha, which I translate the nirmana kaya of self-manifested perfect Buddha, comes about as well by the power of prayer prior to Buddhahood. So which means when Buddha was practicing on the Bodhisattva path, of course he had made lots of aspiration to benefit beings when he achieved the Buddhahood. And by the power of virtue enacted by the sentient beings who are to be trained, which means those fortunate enough sentient beings who have accumulated enough merit to be able to see the nirmana kaya of Buddha in this world. And manifold appearances which are totally illusory and demonstrated. They issue from Dharmakaya in such a way that they do not involve any deliberate effort. So, in short, again, to make easier, Brahma, the emanation of Brahma can be seen in the God's realm of desire realm because of the Brahma, his own aspiration that he made when he was practicing in order to achieve the state of Brahma, and at the same time also some merit that has been accumulated by the gods of the desire realm. Because of these two reasons, these two are the causes that is happening there. Likewise, when those fortunate people who can see the emanation of Buddha in this world is because Buddha has made the aspiration when he was practicing on the Bodhisattva path. At the same time, those people who can see the emanation of Buddha in this world has accumulated enough merit in their former lives. Therefore, because of these two causes, then it is happening in that way. So Buddha never actually moved from the Dharmakaya, but at the same time, for the benefit of sentient beings, he can emanate the Rupakaya, which is Nirmanakaya is one of the Rupakayas.
최기 꿀에 마에 신도 되네 넘버 똑에 베제 매 신도 들자라 되네 둘위기 둘러봐도 되네 돌자서서 가만 로단 tumba 마바단 tumba 된 제기를 셀라버어 다대양 된데데 제기를 대대 양 남칸에 되네 강도 카와바바나 샤르바바나 신 법용네 된제바당 저보당 양 로버도 되네 남화동마 찜바중중다도 된데 중네 된제바르베드나 말에 간오나 간데서나 직대나 튠바지 다 튠비나네 케 튠몽마이 비케제레레 됐네 되네 강도 직된비 튠죽 직된당 튠죽제네 다 직된당 튠바제네 되네 주바데 폐교요레 세요 다데인데 되네 제바 주니기고네 되네 둘제심얘기 된제기요레 도 제바 주니 되면은 다 제바 주니 되가를 때나 포당 세다 당보 되네 가댕기 네네 퍼네 되네 룸 юм기 룸즈 죽바당 되네 юм기 룸네 꾸담바당 다대양 되네 지당 직된당 춘죽 임발라 되네 케제 다 가르스나 되네 롬즈 쇼비게 값소양 되네 당아란도 지된 샘젠데서이나 랑와메바 되네 레게 왕기 롬즈 주고요레 상제 좀 된데 거랑 윰 얍당 윰 간데 담가자네제네 거랑 담가제네 페바레 꾸담비 값소야다 아란도 샘젠데서이나 되네 그리고 투모 많이 받고다 케주팀베이제도 되네 윰기 차예비 찜멜로네 고충마마도 되네 고담마마도 넬네 고담이요 말 대신도 얍기 갑라 쉑바 되네 얍기 포장라 되네 얍 담아지네 얍기 포장라 쉑바다 되네 개발을와 다 꾸나 나르스네 되네 직된단 튼바 준모 포장도 제일베기 고타시네 되네 개발을 제일베 포장라 개발을와 당 되네 웬바르체 제베 포장 방네 웬바 페바다 되네 뒤좀 바당 뒤좀네 장축 저we 장축이 고반예 바당 되네 시위 정도 람된 되네 다 고냥을 대바 줄 때만은 람된다 때네 토바 시위 정도 람된 마데 최기 걸로 거는 람된다 tenne thoba kalme migi kalbadam midin banamgi tenne gando nawege yuldo mijurwa tenne nyangele deba jurwa lasowa tenne deba juni tenne semyegi denzegere shesonde Sangye nam dulja dula baba na kadene ne polodang tene yumgil humso langchen telgar gitsuldu yumgil humso chukbadang tene yumgi cha yebegi timalo chone kutambadang yabgi khabdo shekne sone la kebar zebadang 다 소위 내라 개발제반 소위 내세다 가르다 버르다나 와서 시작 근점 나올래 되도나 류가 솔라 고숨 솔라 시작 근점 뒤에서서 되는데 되네 솔라 돌두나 류기소 나기소 이기소 숨긴 다 대공소되는 소위 내릭 차상 두유송 근데 다 강도 홍당 주절 되네 다 단다도 나가랑도 데브릴 하솔라서 되네 대소 류기소 되네 대나신 되네 초고의 양 세계 양당 대소 대야 년주를 대야 대소다 나기소 되네 땡인 된당 다 공도 게림 조림 땡인 고미야 되도다 이기소 다 류가 이숨기소 되네 소위 내 탐절라 되네 개발자바당 되네 준매 거기 개발을 받당 되네 준모 시네 되네 제일기 고나시 준모 시네 다 건도 제세라로 개발을 받당 김동 두지 방네 웬바 럽드 중화당 되네 로족도 까와 제바당 장주기 닝보를 시액바 다 장주기 닝보 시액바 다 뭔가 저발 쌍제백이 제바드만함 뒤가서 뒤대 좀 마당 쌍제백이 벌도 저발 제백이 뒤 탐지 살지가 좀 많음